So, I know, not like the best angle, because you're kind of looking at my nose, right? But anyways, so Madison was sick last night. She was vomiting like most of the night, and now my kids like pretty much never get sick, and when they do get sick, it's like 24 hours. But she doesn't have a fever or anything like that. I honestly just think like she ate too much, or something just didn't agree with her, because this has happened to her before. Like every once in a great while, Madison will just like randomly like get sick through the night. And I mean like every 6 months or something, this happens to her. So yeah, and last time it happened, sorry about the brightness, but last time it happened, she literally had like eaten a bunch of fire Cheetos and drank milk. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know exactly what she consumed yesterday, but anyways, so yeah, Madison is sick, and of course she's still not feeling that great. She hasn't gotten sick since like late last night or really early this morning, but she's not feeling great from getting sick all day. So I am going to the store to get like some Sprite or ginger ale or something for her. She was eating some just very plain toast when I left. But basically, we are not going to do school today. So here's the thing. I could still have her do school. I do tend to, like, when my kids are a little bit sick, still have them do school. But she was puking all night, and so I feel bad for her. And the other thing is like all the kids have been doing great this school year on their work, and I haven't really had any hassles with any of them. We've had like 2 days that we missed, but we made up like the following day or whatever, because we had something going on that we needed to do on that day that we would normally do school. So we haven't missed any days or anything like that. And so yeah, I'm just going to, I decided, instead of just like, because she's feeling sick enough that I wouldn't make her do schoolwork, and I thought, instead of just like having her be the only one that misses a day, we're all just going to play hooky today. We're going to take the day off, we're going to let Madison rest, we're just going to enjoy the day, and we're not going to even make up this day. It will be like, basically today will be like our Monday. What we would have done today would be our Monday. And Mackenzie was already like, well, we could do a little bit of work each day and like get caught back up. And I was like, if you want to, but I'm not going to require it. So yeah, anyways, so we are not going to do school today, and that's fine. And really, like, I try not to do that because, of course I don't want it to be like a habit or something, or the kids to think education is unimportant. And here's the thing, like what you see when we're in school, that is like our sit down work, right? That is like our main core subjects. But we are learning and doing experiments and all kinds of things throughout, like every day pretty much, reading of our own and watching documentaries, and we have discussions about politics and climate and all kinds. We really do. I'm not just saying that, we really do. And so I don't see the harm in it. And the other thing is that really, if you think about it, whether kids are in school, sometimes they miss days. When you work, sometimes you miss days for being sick, or you take vacation days or whatever. And regardless, for us, what we do is we make sure that we do 180 days of school at least for every one of our school years. Not that that's required or that you have to do that or anything, so don't think I'm saying that you have to do that, but that's just like how I do it, because it helps me feel like I'm doing my job, making sure that they get the same amount of days of school, that they have their core subjects, that they do those core subjects regularly, that kind of thing. And but really, here's the thing, I tell you guys all these things and I'm rambling, but really why I'm here is for whether you are new to homeschooling, you're thinking about homeschooling, I want you to know what it can really look like, what homeschooling really is, what you really do or don't have to do, and what you do or don't do will probably differ from me because you're a different person and your children are different and you probably live in a different state and everything. But or even if you've homeschooled a long time and you're just like doubting yourself for whatever reason right now or going through a hard time, like, I just hope that when you come across this channel that it makes you realize, like, I am doing enough, or maybe even that, hey, I'm pushing myself too hard, I don't need to do all this. Or, you know, does that make sense? I know I'm totally rambling. That's the thing, is like, as parents in general, as caregivers, you know, I think we're hard on ourselves as it is, and that folds over into homeschooling as well. And so your homeschooling might look completely different than mine. What you feel are core subjects might be different. You might do a lot more than me. You might do a lot less than me. Your days might look just like mine, and that doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not doing a good job, or any of those things. I just want you to know that. I'm just trying to show you our side of what homeschooling looks like. We've homeschooled for, I think this is the 6th year, you know, that we're homeschooling now, and I feel confident at this point to do this, to share with you guys, because I have seen the growth in my children. I have seen how much they've learned. I've seen them grow as people, as individuals, despite the socialization issue. So, and I don't, you know, I just feel like my family is normal and my homeschooling is kind of within the norms of what homeschool really generally looks like. And so, I don't know, I just want to put this out there to encourage people and to hopefully help them in some way. You know, encourage you to, hey, if you want to homeschool your kids, you can do it, you know. If you're having a hard time, you know, maybe you can look at me and our family and say, oh, well, maybe this might work for us. Or maybe you'll see something I'm doing and they'll just show you that is not what you want to do. You know, maybe you see some flaw in it, and you know, learn from other people's mistakes, that kind of thing. But I will tell you, like I said, I have seen growth in my children, a lot of growth. My 2 oldest kids were public schooled until 5th and 6th grade, and my oldest daughter, she's not a genius or anything like that, but she's a smart kid and things come easily to her, and so she never struggled in public school or anything like that. She actually really excelled. I never really had to help her with anything, you know, yada yada. But she likes being homeschooled. Like, she enjoys it. She doesn't feel like she's missing out on anything, and she feels like she's learned a lot and that she's able to learn more things that she wouldn't if she's public schooled. And I do see, even in her, I see a lot of growth in what she's learned and the way that she learns. And then my slightly younger daughter, my 2nd oldest, she was on an individualized education plan, an IEP. She very much struggled in school. She had all the help that they had to offer, and she was in a very good school district. It was a very good school. I loved the teachers there and everything, really no complaints. But and I didn't even realize like how much she struggled, despite, like, you know, going to all the meetings and all that kind of stuff. You know, they were always very encouraging, like, well, you know, she's learning, you know, this is growth scale, blah blah blah, she's doing great, we love her, she's a sweet girl, you know, yada yada yada. So I did not even realize until I started homeschooling her how little she knew. And then, you know, she was, as time went on, she opened up to like what it was like for her in public school, and how she always felt frustrated about, you know, being removed from her class to go to her own class, and then, you know, she'd sit in her class and she felt like she was doing nothing compared to what they were doing, that kind of thing. And I didn't realize that, you know, and like I said, it was a good school district and stuff. And so she went from being an IEP kid that, I mean, she could barely read. When she tried spelling, it looked like an alphabet. Like a mixed up alphabet, to she can spell and she can read great, you know, she's really right where she needs to be. Gosh, I mean, the growth I have seen in her is huge. So if you have a kid that's like an IEP, you know, needs that extra help and stuff, and you think, well, I can't homeschool them because look how much they struggle in public school. That might be part of the problem, okay? There's so many kids in a classroom, and there's only so many hands and that kind of stuff, and there's only so much they can do, and they're, have to kind of follow within certain guidelines. If you have a child that struggles, you can customize their education, for them, and really give them that one-on-one they need and that kind of thing. And then my third oldest never went to public school, and so that was the most scary one for me, because I thought, oh my gosh, I've never personally taught a child from like scratch. Well, that's what I thought in my mind, right? And that's not true. We teach our children from day one. We teach them how to walk and crawl and talk and all those kinds of things, those are tough things to learn too, and so anyways, but yeah, so she was like, for me, she was like the experiment, the first one, and it was very scary for me. I stressed so much, like the first year and a half, so much, questioning myself, wondering if I could do it, all that stuff. And here we are now, and she's in third grade now, and she's 8 years old, and she's doing great. She can read, she can spell, she can write, she knows how to do math, and there's so much that she actually knows that always like astounds me, that I'm like, does she really pick up on all that, with like geography and history, and her compassion and understanding and empathy for people, and on and on and on. So, and Marilyn, we're just diddle-daddling and learning with her. She's not getting like a formal education yet. She just turned 5 in November, and so yeah, I'm telling you this because just to kind of give you guys an example, some encouragement. I hope that helps you guys. Anyways, I'm here at the store, so I'm gonna stop for a minute. I'm gonna run and do that. I don't know, I'm probably gonna come back and talk to you guys in a minute. So I got Madison some ginger ale, and some Sprat, and some crackers. So anyways, like, my point is, I hate these sunglasses, but I cannot find my good ones. They freaking disappeared. There are just so many ways to homeschool. There's certainly no one way. I'm sorry the lighting is so terrible. And the thing is like, you might even think that you are one way, and you're gonna, you and your kids will enjoy having a certain method of homeschooling, or maybe you think a certain method of homeschooling is only the right way, and you might find that doesn't work for you, or you just realize that, it's not working for you, period. Like, for whatever reason, like you're struggling, your kids aren't listening, they're not learning, they're not paying attention, whatever. You might just need to try a different method of homeschooling. Okay, and that's okay. I don't care if you're in the beginning or the end of the school year. That just might be what needs to happen. So that's a piece of advice there. Maybe something needs to change, and maybe that something is you. Got my Coke. It's so funny because they're like, I don't know, sensor or whatever wasn't working, and so they had a sign to please honk, and so like hearing everybody go through there like honk, honk, it was really funny through the drive-through. Yeah, so, and then here's the other thing, I think a lot of people get confused or overwhelmed by the different methods that are out there, but here's the thing. Basically, you homeschool however feels right, and who cares what the method is called, okay? But I do want to do a video on the different like main methods, like the biggest ones that are out there, because I feel like understanding what those are could help you to be like, oh, I can do that kind of thing, So I do want to do that one of these days. It's one of the videos I really wanted to get out for you guys. Like a little sit-down video explaining what those different methods are, what they mean, how you would do that. But like I said, really, you homeschool however feels right, however you want to, for you and your children, and it doesn't matter what the frick it's called. I hate it when this light's just like that. But anyways, yeah, it just doesn't matter. I need a drink. Yeah. Lost my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, I do think that I'd like to explain some of those different methods to you guys so that you can, you know, get some ideas. For example, a lot of people think like unschoolers means they're not like educating their kids. That's not what that means. Now, in some unschooler households that claim to be unschoolers, that would be the case, but those people aren't really homeschooling, okay? Because when you're homeschooling, you are educating your kids, however that might. I'm sorry, you know, guys, honestly, like watching my own videos and the way I talk irritates me. It does. Like, I use like so much in speaking, but it's just like, I guess wherever I, you know, came from, that's just how people talk or something. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, see, I like don't know how to talk without saying like. It's so annoying. So I really apologize for that, guys. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go. So my last like a minute or so on the way home, I can listen to some music. Anyways, I'm sorry there's no vlog today, but we should be back with our Monday vlog on Tuesday. And we'll see you guys later. So thanks for hanging out if you made it through all this rambly chattiness. And we'll see you then. Bye.